Listen to this part again. Why does that remind me of the Beatles? I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is, going to that seventh chord right there. Something that's real typical about the music of the 60s is they'll put a dominant seventh chord in, kind of where you wouldn't expect it if you're used to listening to those jazz songs from the 30s and 40s. Anyway, that's from the Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier, or Clavier, however you want to say it, Book 2. That's the E major prelude, one of my favorites. And the song I'm going to cover is Lullaby of the Leaves, and the reason I'm doing it this way is because somebody asked for this song and said it reminded them of a Beatles song. So let's see if you can. It reminds me of some other song, but let's see if you can hear it. So it would be right in there. That's a Lullaby of the Leaves. The song, I think, is it's right in that little part there, I guess, where it reminded the viewer of Your Mother Should Know. And it's just so interesting because whenever the Beatles came up with that song, it was probably Paul McCartney. I'm not really sure. You history buffs probably would know better than I would. But maybe, Paul had heard this song. I know he was influenced by, a lot of the jazz songs of the 30s and 40s and early 50s, I guess. And maybe he had heard Lullaby of the Leaves. And that little piece of melody stuck in his head. And so he wrote Your Mother Should Know. And then somebody comes along and hears Your Mother Should Know and thinks it sounds like Lullaby of the Leaves. Anyway, the song it reminds me of is Yesterdays. Yesterdays. Da, 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 kind of has that same little melodic idea there along with the chords. So that's how I would play this song. And then I'd turn it right into Your Mother Should Know, which is also a great song. In fact, it's a better song than Lullaby of the Leaves, in my opinion. I like Lullaby of the Leaves, but I don't like the bridge. So the sheet music is down there in the description, and while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'd appreciate that. C minor, A minor 7 flat 5. I mean, this is just so typical, so there's nothing really to talk about here. We have a very typical 2-5-1. Can I think of any reharm ideas? I don't know what I don't know what I would do with it. Of course, when you get to that A flat 7th, it signifies the blues. Right. And And, that's one thing about these jazz songs is that a lot of times the melody notes will be, flat nines or flat fives or other kind of color tones. And they will also many, many times, kind of infer the blues. So when you're going, you got the blues scale in there. All right. I know.